The way that many people have been taught to pitch the golf ball when around the greens or from inside 100 yards is very much ball back in the stance, weight shifted onto that front foot, making sure that the angle of attack is travelling down, ball first, then turf, taking a little bit of a divot and trying to generate backspin as long as you've still got a little bit of loft on that club face. And there are certain situations where that type of shot can be called for if you're trying to hit a low one up a green. But one thing you will see many of the top players doing, and certainly the ones who have some of the best short games, is utilising the bounce on the bottom of the club a little bit more. Now the bounce angle is relatively simple, it's just a difference between the leading edge and the bottom edge of the sole. The lower the sole is in relation to the leading edge, the more bounce that wedge has. And what the bounce does, it stops the club from digging in. So if you can use the bounce, you can get the club gliding along the surface a little bit more, not so much digging in, and adding a little bit more loft at the point of impact. And when you can add loft at the point of impact with speed and a slightly descending angle of attack, that is going to start to give you lots of backspin. Now, a different way to get yourself set up and to swing to this is to just make sure that you have a little bit of an open stance to the target. We're not talking loads here, just slightly left other than parallel. Making sure that the shoulders are also slightly open. And because of that, you also need to open up the club face very, very slightly. If you then drop the hands a little bit more, you can start to engage that bounce even more at the point of impact. Now, swing-wise, relatively simple. You want to be feeling like the club is traveling a little bit more upright in the backswing. You don't want it traveling miles outside the hands, but you certainly don't want it dipping inside the body. So just feeling like it's a little bit more upright, a little bit more outside the hands going back. And then as you move through the ball, trying to get the upper body and the lower body turning to the left of the target whilst keeping the club traveling or feeling like it's traveling down towards the target. Now what this helps do, it just helps utilize that bounce, engage it with the turf, and as you come through and hit this, you don't really want to be seeing that much of a divot. So it's that setup. I've just got the ball position pretty central here in my stance, hands just slightly lower, club feeling like it's miles up on the outside for myself, even though it's not, and then open up that body and trying to get that club pointing down towards the target. And that ball just pops off so high, so soft, and then when it lands, it's still got lots of spin, and I've not had to take a massive divot to get those things.